today. Universe, what is up? I'm your boy, the coach. I drive this train. This is your sports and sports betting brand of record. We are here every single day, weekdays live at 10 a.m. Eastern time, weekends on demand, also at the same time. I encourage you, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. Hit that like button on your way in. It really helps the show grow. And also share it with all your friends because this is the best way to start your day. Now, we have good days and we have bad days. Yesterday, well, this is why we have a crew. Because, well, the hottest capper on planet Earth, there was going to be a day or two that happened because of how good he's been. So Charles is really going to bounce back today hard. But I hit my crew exclusive. I hit mine. You see Raphael hit his too. So we all do it together. But as we tell you all the time, there's going to be good days. There's going to be bad days. But you got to keep that money management there. Also, if you haven't gotten your brand new DTL merchandise, we have the link in all of our socials. I encourage you to do it right now. So many of you have also joined our premium side, becoming a member of the crew. If you haven't done it, you can do it right here on our YouTube page. I encourage you to do that. We've got the overs. We've got crew exclusive content every single day. And then we have DTL After Dark. And over the course of the next 3 or 4 months, this is kind of the dog days of sports betting where football's over, basketball's almost over. We're going to try things. We are going to try things and see what works, see what doesn't work. But this is the time to do it. So if you have any suggestions, put them into the chat, and we will try as much as we can. Now, unfortunately, AB does not feel as good as I do today. He's a little bit under the weather, so unfortunately, he will not be here today. But we have built a crew for a reason. So without further, oh, wait a second. How do I forget about this? You know what? The Howie Schwab crew play of the day. Howie, my apologies. Here are the choices. Tonight, 2 NBA games on tap. And honestly, I can't wait for both of them. They're going to be absolute bangers, in my opinion. Bucks, Pacers. Can Milwaukee stun Indiana again? The spread's 8.5. Do you think the Bucks cover or the Pacers going back home get the job done? What about the Knicks and Sixers? This has been the best series of all of them. And they go back to Philadelphia tonight. It is going to be rocking. Knicks plus 3.5. Sixers minus 3.5. Give us a vote into the chat. I will release the choice at the end of the show. I'm doing double duty today. That's all right. We can do it. Now, I got a crew standing by, the best crew in the business. So if you don't mind, it is time for the picks. Oh, look what we have today. These glorious faces. And shout out to Derek, newest member of the crew. Thank you very much. You're going to love best value in all of sports betting. But, Charles, I got to come right to you because you have been red hot, it seems like, for months. But sometimes you have those days where the balls hit the crossbar, the balls hit the side, which happened yesterday. I cannot believe there wasn't 4 or 5 goals. But if I know you, you're ready for a comeback today. Good morning.
Absolutely. Morning, coach. Morning, crew. Yeah, 8 days without losing, so we'll take that all the time. Yeah, you know, it's hard to say we weren't going to see goals yesterday. 26 total shots, double digits on each side, almost 1.5 XG. Sometimes it just comes down to the team's finishing. So they didn't. I love the projections. We'll get them next time as well. But loaded card today, no doubt we'll rebound. Big weekend, so blinders on moving forward. Yesterday's in the past.
You're damn right. I'll take 8 out of 9 winning days. Hell, I'll take 6 out of 9 winning days. That's still winning. Now, this man, he's going to make a very special appearance this week on our BTT channel. There's a WWE Backlash event, and my numbers guy, I put him to the test. Raphael will be posting that later today, a separate little episode over on that page. Are you excited to become a part of the Behind the Turnbuckle family, sir?
I'm always excited to talk about wrestling, but I like to talk about on the betting side of wrestling. Yes, you can bet on wrestling. Yes, people are going to yell at me and make fun of me because I bet on wrestling, put odds on wrestling, but it's all about customer service. So I love doing it. I can't wait to talk about it. Should be very interesting Backlash because we have a couple other pay-per-views that the storylines could start off at Backlash and go to Clash and go to other ones. So it should be very interesting.
Yeah, I remember when during my 13 plus years. It's been a long time there. This was always kind of the pay-per-view that we kind of started the next year. So we'll get to that. We're going to be doing that episode after the show today. We'll post that up sometime later today. And he is our resident 5-star. Yeah. But he says his favorite number or caller today is red. Chris Bassett. Chef Chris, welcome back. Today's a bounce back for you. I feel it.
I'm feeling it too. Watching the Clippers game, did Russell Westbrook just look like he didn't belong on the court at all? Like the guy was just lost. I'm yelling. Rarely do I yell at the TV, but I'm at work last night. I had to close and I'm watching. I'm like, what is this guy doing? But anyway, we're here today. Another day.
There you go. I tell you what, I personally played the over, and when it was about 2 minutes left in the third, I was like, there is no chance. And all of a sudden, both teams started making everything. Over came in, second half over came in. I played the Mavericks. So my point is, use the knowledge you learn here. It's not always just about the picks on the show, but you can take them and you can play other things as well. Hashtag knowledge is power. All right, gentlemen, if you are ready. Today, there is Europa League, and as we get farther into May and June, the teams start to whittle down because, Charles, these are actually competitions. So soccer starts to wane just a little bit, but you're laser focused on the Roma Leverkusen. Let's start right there, sir.
Absolutely. This is UEFA's secondary club tournament. It comes into focus today with two great semifinal matches to witness. Roma, they enter this contest as underdogs to advance to the final. The Romans will feel disrespected, though, going a perfect 6-0 at home through the first 3 rounds of competitions and averaging a gaudy 2.17 goals per match. Bayer Leverkusen, they roll into the Eternal City, riding a 46-game unbeaten streak in all competitions, are the betting favorites to win the tournament and complete a club treble. Despite all of Leverkusen's success, they have been playing on borrowed time as of late. The Germans start the match day winning 3 of their 5 European road fixtures and averaging 1.16 goals. Leverkusen has had a bad habit as of late, conceding the opening goal and playing from behind and finally equalizing. And I see that trend playing out again today. So I'm going to go ahead and back Roma, first half team total over 0.5, and the both teams to score. Roma has scored in all 6 of their home fixtures in Europe, and Leverkusen has scored in all 5 of their away matches in this competition.
Well, in Leverkusen, they've kind of been a team under the radar just a little bit because Europa League is not as prominent because they're trying to get to the Champions League. So I love your plays and the value you found. We'll get to your other 4 just in a second. Now, another man that needs a bounce back is my man, Chris Bassett. So you're all baseball today. So let's do all of yours together. What do we got?
Yeah, so Major League Baseball, you guys know I like that first inning money line. So I got the Cubs today. First inning money line, Big Ben Brown is on the mound today. He's going up against Adrian Hauser. And the Mets, I don't know, crazy ending yesterday, but I like the Cubs. Brown's got more strikeouts per 9, less walks per 9, a better Sierra. He's only given up 1 run in the first 3 innings in his last 5 starts, whereas Hauser's given up over 11. I like the Cubs here today. And then a 1-hit parlay, Matt Chapman and Ian Happ.
I absolutely love it. Plus 101. By the way, limited schedule today, but don't get shut out. Don't text me at 2 p.m. or text Chris and say, oh, I didn't get the bet in, because the game started at 1:10 p.m. Eastern time. Day baseball, our 2 favorite words at DTL. And in fact, all 5 of the 6 games are day baseball. There's only 1 at night. That's Cleveland, and that is Houston. By the way, shout out to Scott in the chat. It's his wife's birthday. Lynn, welcome to the DTL family. Happy birthday from the entire crew. There you go. Scott, thank you for letting us know that. We love welcoming new members, especially when they're wives of men that they let watch the show at 10 a.m. from work and not pay attention. That's our favorite. Now, Raphael, you and I, we had check marks next to our name yesterday, didn't we? We had a pretty good day, didn't we? So, as I look at yours, you have completely outdone yourself, but I want you to focus on one first, and that's the NBA, because I'm also in the same game. So let's talk about it. What do you like here in that game?
I just think the Sixers are probably going to try to give some Embiid rest today. I mean, he cannot play 48 minutes like he did last game. I mean, the only time he scored a big game was 50 points in Game 5. I like his under points, rebounds, and assists, 47.5. buck laying a nickel. I just think we're going to see more action from other teams. Finally, maybe Kyle Lowry, or I like to call him Mike Lowry from Bad Boys. I think he finally shows up and gets some bench scoring. I just think Maxey will be able to do some stuff. I just think they're not going to put it all at Embiid today. So I like his under 47.5. I mean, he only scored 19 points in last game, and that game went into overtime. So give me the under 47.5 points, rebounds, and assists.
Did all of you at home just listen to that analysis? That analysis is the entire reason I'm playing Tyrese Maxey over 26.5 points.
Love it. Love it.
Thank you, sir. The whole point is this. In the NBA, when series start to go longer and longer and longer, who steps up? The stars step up. And Tyrese Maxey on the road, Madison Square Garden, went north of 40. This man has no conscience. He averaged over 20 points a game in the regular season. I can't believe. Raphael, are you surprised? I thought when I opened it up this morning, I thought it would be at least 28 or 29. I feel like we're getting 2 or 3 points here.
It will move. I mean, look at your lane, $130 right now. It will be 27.5 by tip-off, because I can guarantee you the public's going to think the same thing. He blew up at Madison Square Garden. Now he's at home. Role players play better at home. No disrespect, I'm not calling him a role player, but Embiid's the star of the show. Yeah. I can see that one going up to 27.5.
Shout out to Scott real quick, the crew just taking care of Lynn in the chat. You know that's what we love. It's what we're all about. Thank you, all of you, for wishing her a happy birthday. So my other play today in the NBA, and the reason I like this over, Bucks Pacers over 214.5 minus 110, is the Pacers could not have shot worse in the last game in Milwaukee. They allowed the Bucks role players to get some confidence. They allowed them to say, you know what, Portis, you're a scorer. You can go for 30. In the right atmosphere. So you got that confidence of players now knowing they can score. And then you got the Pacers at home and their normal pace and their normal scoring for them. And this is way, way, way too low. It should be 218 or 219. Raphael, your thoughts on my over?
I like it. I like both games going over today as well. But I think Bucks Pacers, I think their offense would shine a little bit more. I think their bench would get some more points tonight in the Pacers game. I like that one.
See, Bass, I know you handicap all basketball. What are your thoughts on the two games tonight, both in the Eastern Conference, quickly?
Yeah, so I like both the Embiid and the Maxey play. If you guys are crew exclusive members, if not, go ahead, sign up for that now, because I think I got something on that game in the exclusive later. But you're right. The Pacers couldn't have been any worse the other night. So I think you're good there as well. I like them. And I think we're going to get a great Knicks-Sixers game in Philly tonight. I think it's going to be gritty. I think you're going to see that Knicks team really come out with some fire tonight, playing hard.
I cannot wait for this game tonight. By the way, Charles and Seabass, they teased the crew exclusive way better than I do. I'm going to stop doing it. Just put it on your plate. Just like your incredible dishes that you promote on your own YouTube channel, because you're an incredible chef. And we're going to feed into that over the summer if you're cool with it, Seabass.
I saw that text message this morning as I was driving, and it was this long. I didn't read it all. I'm going to get to it. I'll get to it right after the show. But I got the highlights, bro. I'm driving. I'm trying to be safe on the road. You know, we've had some people that were on our show who weren't so safe on the road. I don't want to be one of those people.
Well, that is true, and we know who we're talking about. And if you don't know, go back and watch the season of Real Housewives of Potomac. It's our favorite show. It's our favorite one of the franchise. I love it. Now, it's a little offensive that I took the time to text you. And Charles, he doesn't even look at it. He goes, I kind of glanced at it, didn't have time. Is that offensive? If I sent that to you, Charles, what would you do?
I would read it as soon as possible. Yes.
Is there table contents in that?
I'm like, I opened it up because I was excited. I got, Coach just texted me early in the morning. We must have some good stuff for the show. And I'm driving. I can't read this right now. I'm driving. And then I got here and made some eggs. And now we're on the show. So
it was all about him, Raphael. It was all about him and his personal business and how I want to support that. But we don't have to.
I would have pulled over and read the text, Coach. I would have pulled over to the side, stopped the car, turned the radio off, and read it out loud to myself.
That's why you're my number one.
Yeah.
You're my number one, big boy.
My twin did me bad justice today.
Listen, I was so upset. I went over yesterday. I was concentrated. I was locked in.
Understood.
It's my analysis, trying to bring the good stuff today.
I understand. Going to be great stuff today. I don't even know what an 0-4 day is. I've been so red hot. I mean, today it's just I'm just throwing stuff against the wall. I'm cashing in overtimes. That's how next level I've been. I've just been cashing in overtime games. It's just what I do. Now, Charles, I know you would never be as disrespectful to me as Seabass has been this morning, but I'm going to let that go for the here and the now because we got 4 other games that we got to get to today. And I know in the chat they are very interested in the Atalanta game, BTTS. If you can address that and your other 4 games, I would appreciate it.
Absolutely. We'll stick first in the Europa League. Marseille, Atalanta, the both teams to score. Marseille, just like the Leverkusen-Roma match, it's almost a mirror identical. It basically is. Marseille has scored in all 6 of their 6 European home matches, and Atalanta has scored in all 5 of their away matches. I do not see that changing as well. So at worst, I think we get a 1-1 in this one, 2-1 or 2-2 either way. So Marseille, Atalanta, both teams to score. Next up, we're going to move to the Europa Conference. Fiorentina and Club Rouge. We'll take another both teams to score in this one with Fiorentina. They've also, this has been a trend as well. They've scored in all 6 of their Europa Conference home matches. And Club Rouge, they've actually played in more competitions going through qualifying. They've actually scored in 7 of their 8 European events as well. I'm also going to take Club Rouge first half team total over 0.5. The Belgian side has scored in 8 first half matches, and they're averaging 1 goal. Plus, I like them as dogs in this match as well. And usually we'll see that dog get that first half goal. Lastly, we're going to swing over to Birmingham with Aston Villa, Olympiacos. Aston Villa has scored in, this is another one, they've scored in all 6 of their home matches, and they're averaging 2.8 total team goals, or 2.8 total goals. And Olympiacos has scored in averaged 3 total goals on the road as well. So we're just going to go ahead and keep this one the over 2.75. Plus, Aston Villa is missing their starting goalkeeper. So I think at worst we see a 2-1, but I could definitely see a 3-1. But I absolutely see Olympiacos getting on the scoreboard and contributing to this total.
Aston Villa has been one of my go-tos in the English Premier League. By the way, Raphael, before the show, when Charles, he produces the show, it's his show now. And he goes, Coach, I'll do those first 2, and then I'll just rip off those 4 real quick like. Was that real quick like?
For
anybody else?
For Charles.
I had good intentions. Coach.
True. And so does the chat. As always, the chat is going after your boy. Better Days Ahead says, Seabass celebrated a birthday, an anniversary, and 2 holidays reading that text. Hey, producer man, hit that block button for me one time. Kidding, but you guys are all members of the crew, right? You feel valued. You want to be here for a long period of time, right? And so I assume that you want to show up on time, correct? Like on time for the show. Well, DG, who apparently is also now. Look at that. Man, that coach guy is killing it today. My favorite capper. However, that was after. Good morning, boys and girls. Late to the party this morning, but everybody keeps asking, where's more DG? I want more DG. Well, today, he would have been on at like 10:18. I can't have that. Unprofessional. We can't have that at DTL. We've been down that road before. Not going to do it. DG, I'll address you after the show. Now, we got 2 big plays. Major League Baseball. And when I look at it, combined for the last 3 games between the Yankees and the Orioles, there are 10 runs. 3 games, both teams, 10 runs the last 3 days. I'm going under 9. That is not a misprint. I'm going at under 9, minus 115. And the Red Sox, low-key, they won 4 in a row. They're playing really good baseball. Their team ERA is one of the best, if not the best, in all of the American League in baseball. I love these 2 plays today. And I tell you all the time, there is not a sport, if you want it, that we will not handicap. And there is not a sport that Raphael cannot find the numbers for. So today, for the first time on DTL, we've got horse racing. The Kentucky Derby, always the first Saturday in the month of May. I know what you're doing, but don't do that again. Raphael, explain yourself.
The tallest jockey, 6'4" jockey at Churchill Downs today. But no, the only reason why I'm playing is, well, first of all, I love this track at Churchill Downs. Great race today, race 9. Should be fantastic. Kentucky Juvenile Stakes. But it's sunny outside. It's going to be in the probably 85s tomorrow. 80% chance of thunderstorms at the Kentucky Oaks. 50% chance of thunderstorms on Saturday for the Kentucky Derby. I am the worst handicapper in horse racing history when it's raining and sloppy. So I wanted to get my winners out now. This race right here, give me $20 win place on the 7. Shoot the True. It's going to be the favorite. I just think no one can probably keep up with her speed. She'll probably hold. I think she'll probably win in between 3 to 4 lengths. Really hard to catch this one. Shoot the True, number 7 horse. Give me $20 to win place. And you know what show I'm on today. I texted the coach yesterday. I bet you he read it and didn't wait to make eggs before he read my text. Give me $10 to play show on number 8, Turnbuckle. Of course I'm going to sprinkle some cash on Turnbuckle when I'm on Turnbuckle today talking some WWE Backlash. Give me $10 to place and show number 8 on Turnbuckle, which he can hit the board. He's hit the board, has some really nice late speed. Would not be shocked if he does hit the board today.
I love those plays. You know, Seabass and Charles, when I think of Raphael, there is one word that comes to my mind. It's heartbreaker. It is heartthrob, or any of those heart emojis that you want to throw out in a text. And apparently, Scott's wife also likes Raphael's voice. Can he get a winner for Lynn on her birthday? Because she loves your voice, Raphael. Anything out there? A Lynn exclusive, if you will.
You must be best friends with my wife because my wife hates my voice, so it'd be balanced. But no, I think the horse is really good. This one, it's probably going to go off at even money on this one. So I like the horse. Shoot the True at race number 9 at Churchill Downs.
Can you imagine Lynn going to the OTB in her hometown, wherever she's at, and walking in and going, Raphael told me to place on the 9 horse. Yes, miss, we can absolutely do that for you. All right, I believe we've gotten all the picks in for today. Remember, 5-day baseball games. Do not get shut out. And then if you're a member of the crew, we'll have crew exclusive picks over there as well. Those picks have been really good also. By the way, shout out to Phil No More or Finn No More. Phil Winmore. He says he was here by 10:05. So Phil can show up by 10:05, but DG cannot. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, we have also some topics because we're not just all about sports betting. We're about expanding your sports knowledge to all the different sports so you can use it down the road. And there's a lot of people out there right now that want a bet on a boxing match that recently happened. Now they're like, the man cheated, but he doesn't care. All of that right now, everybody stays for Educate, Entertain. Oh, we talked about a gentleman for weeks, for months, right here on DTL. And Ryan Garcia, at the end of the day, knocked out or won a decision over Devin Haney. Then he bragged about it. He went to all the nightclubs. He went to all the shows. All of a sudden, he went from crazy pants to toast of the town. Everybody wanted a piece of Ryan Garcia. He added over 1 million followers just in the lead up to the fight. Do you know what also he added? Apparently, PEDs in his body, testing positive. Not once, but twice. And yesterday, when the investigation came out and the results were given, as he always seems to do, he went to social media to address it.
I came on here to address this bull claim that I cheated.
Lies.
Yeah. Everybody knows that I don't cheat. What can I say? Why didn't they come out with this before, the fight? If they found it before, why would they let me step into the ring as a cheater and then come out with a victory and then they post this, Again, these are people that are trying to attack me for whatever reason, but no weapon against me shall prosper. I never taken a steroid. I don't even know where to get steroids at the end of the day. I barely, take supplements. They're saying it's coming from the ashwagandha. At the
Lies.
Big lies. I beat his ass. Out of here. Everybody go to Warwick tonight. It's lit.
And I was with this guy every single day. And I never ever saw
the Haney's.
All right, so a couple of things here. And Raphael, I'm going to start with you. First of all, it's probably going to cost him $15-20 million at the end of the day. Then he also has to promote the nightclub he's going to last night as if this is not a serious thing. This is a dangerous sport. I grew up in combat sports. I grew up in the WWE. When you put PEDs, when you don't make weight over 3 pounds, that's a serious issue. But then also you got your little cronies in the back. Instead of teaching him how drug testing works, they allow him to go on. Oscar De La Hoya, we're going to get to him, not doing anything as always. And clearly Ryan Garcia, Rafael, doesn't even know how drug testing works because it takes time for the testing to come back. Does this surprise you at all, Rafael? Let's start with you.
There's so many questions. Why was Ice-T from Boys in the Hood in the background back there? It was kind of confusing. Second of all, we saw another two faces of Ryan Garcia in an interview, an apologetic guy, and then how he ended the interview. So again, this guy has something is off on this one. But I don't want to just bash on boxing because we see this in UFC all the time after UFC events. I mean, look at someone in the chat. Hunt is still chasing Brock Lesnar when Brock Lesnar failed drug testing in UFC. So this happens all the time. I guess we're just pinpointing on Garcia because he fought, got the upset win, still talk of boxing nation right now. We're just pinpointing that one. We see it all the time. So I just don't want to pinpoint on Garcia. But I'm more worried about his mental game. Two faces in less than 2-minute interview we saw on that one. It's going to cost him money, but I can guarantee he's going to have a nice rematch where he's going to make up on that money that he's just lost.
I posted some pictures last week because a few people questioned when I said that I actually worked with him a few years ago. I said, okay, you want proof? Here you go. I worked with Ryan Garcia, who's my color guy, when he just started off with Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy. But Charles, this kid used to be such a nice kid. And now, to Rafael's point, I really, really question his mental health because when he missed weight, he bragged about it. And he said, I'm going to be better come fight time. That's not what boxing is all about. There is a way to do it and be a professional. And now he could cost himself, and maybe it's boxing, maybe I don't know anything, but there's going to be a lot of clauses in any of the contracts moving forward. He's not going to get $50 million anymore without every single box being checked. What was your take when you saw this come out?
Typical. But what about the bet he made? Didn't he win $12 million off the stuff as well?
Yes.
I mean, won't they go back and have a issue with that? But doesn't he get 10 days also to submit his B samples? So
that's already positive.
Okay,
both samples are already positive.
Okay,
yes.
Okay,
yep.
All right. So yeah, I was more interested in that wager he put down. So what's going to happen with that? But plus he bragged about partying all week and partying up until the final moments as well. So but I just want to see what happens, what they're going to do. If will they let that wager stand? Raphael?
Well, he already cashed it.
Yeah.
He posted a video of him walking in and getting for those people who don't know, he was like basically 1-6. He was a huge underdog. He bet $2 million on himself. The $2 million had to pay Devin Haney for missing weight. He goes, I'll get that back. And he did. And he won $12 million, Seabass. I'm all about entertainment. You guys know that. I'm the least conservative guy maybe in all of television and all of media. But I'm so not over this story. He has a chance to be a superstar. And yet he's taken, and the people around him are not helping him. And now this is the ultimate embarrassment. And he's still posting crap like that.
Yeah, I talked about it a couple weeks back. I think it's a cry for help. I still stand by that. I think the kid is lost. You've talked about De La Hoya not being there, being really nowhere around him at this point. It's tough, man, to watch this because, like Rafael just said, you watch that video and it comes out as, again, very apologetic, trying to own, and say that he didn't do this, he would never do this. And then all of a sudden 180 and he's off the rocker. It's going way left. And so how do you look at this kid? You're right. As somebody who was coming up, who had a lot of talent, but I think we see this a lot with these young kids that get into these sports that don't have strong foundations and they end up like this.
No doubt about it. Liddy in the chat says, so box, you got something, Charles? Oh, I thought you were reading. Okay, my bad. Liddy, Raphael says, so boxers are allowed to gamble on themselves? ? What are the rules for that, Raphael?
No, they're not allowed to bet on themselves. Their camp are really not allowed to bet on themselves. But how are we supposed to fix that or know that we're supposed to ask every customer to the betting window? Are you in this camp? Are you this? It's just it's easy to UFC bettors do it all the same time. Their camp, their wives, girlfriends, cornermen, they all come in there and bet them, and so we know it's not their money, but we can't to second guess it.
Yeah. Omar says Garcia is not good for the sport with all his unprofessionalism and with all the entertainment. Omar, that's exactly where I fall. I love promotion. I love how Conor McGregor goes about his business. And Ryan Garcia said it was all just a play. He said, I played all you guys. You thought I was crazy. And then this happens. I don't like it. I've never liked it. And I may do something about it personally, as I may get into the boxing world here very soon. You never know. Maybe we're having discussions. I'm sick and tired of all of these boxers, but also the promoters. Because guess who the promoter is for Ryan Garcia? Well, it's Oscar De La Hoya. And during this entire run-up, guys, he did nothing. And in the meantime, he has other boxers. Barely, but he does. And one of his boxers, Munguia, is fighting Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez used to be with Oscar De La Hoya until he left him a few years ago, and then basically has been a one-man wrecking crew on Oscar De La Hoya's mental well-being and on his reputation. And yesterday at the press conference, Oscar De La Hoya, well, he had had enough.
Much for being here for what I truly believe will be the changing of the guard of Mexican boxing from Canelo Alvarez to Jaime Munguia. My sole purpose in this promotion is to support Jaime, an undefeated, incredible talent who deserves the stage and spotlight at this point of his career. However, I would be remiss if I didn't respond to the man I used to promote. He seems to have trouble remembering who helped him become a true global star. To be clear, I have nothing but respect for Canelo Alvarez as a fighter. His record and abilities speak for themselves. But he has spent much of the last 2 months insulting me rather than promoting this fight. So I'll make it a little bit easier for him. Yes, I have faced a lot of challenges in my life. Yes, I've been to rehab several times. Yes, there were some really low points in my life, and yes, there were times that work was not my priority based on my mental health, which I had neglected for so long. But that doesn't change the fact that Golden Boy built Canelo Alvarez, period. The company you fought under for decades has always had one name, and it's mine. So put some respect on it. As for Jaime, he has always dared to be great, just as he's this Saturday night. And this serves as a bit of a full circle for him. Remember when Jaime was 21 years old, volunteered to step in against Triple G, and Canelo failed 2 drug tests? Though Jaime wasn't allowed to fulfill his dream, 2018, on Saturday night, he will do just that, fulfill his dream and be world champion.
Tienen que escribirle lo que tiene que decir este pinche maricón, cabrón. Tú lo escribes. ¿Qué lo escribes, pendejo? Tú no escribes nada, cabrón. Tú no haces nada. Tú no haces nada. Yo lo escribí. Eres un pendejo, eso es lo que eres. Eres un baboso.
That was about as entertaining as you can get. And I'm all about the promotion. And Seabass, I'm going to start with you. I have nothing personal. I barely was around Oscar De La Hoya, but I worked for Golden Boy Promotions a few years ago. This is not about him personally. It's about how he leads by example with his fighters and being their promoters. While Ryan Garcia is having a positive drug test, he's over here going, my sole purpose is to support my fighter, and then makes it about himself against Canelo Alvarez. I'm so tired of these promoters. When you saw this, it makes sense why Canelo would leave him several years ago. Your take?
Yeah, Oscar's, I don't know. I mean, he referenced his mental health there, and you know, I've been an advocate for mental health, so I get that. But I mean, I don't know. I still don't like Oscar De La Hoya. I still think Pernell Whitaker beat him years back. But anyway, that's a different story for another day. I don't know what his deal is. It's like you said, it's about himself. I think he's trying to ride a train because the one that he was on realized what was happening and moved out. Now he sees the Ryan Garcia train is who knows where that's going. And now he's trying to latch on somewhere else. I mean, that's always been his thing to me, is just trying to latch on to somebody to make himself relevant. I've never really liked the guy.
He is unlikable. And Rafael, as time goes along, it feels like he's grasping at straws now, because he had cash cows in Canelo and Ryan Garcia. Canelo left, and Ryan Garcia has tried to leave several times, and I believe that he will. And I believe Golden Boy will not be around in 5 years because of the video we just watched. Your take?
Yeah, I think Chris was 100% correct on that one. He's seen Canelo getting older. That train is over with. Lost the craziness train with Garcia, and there's no one really in his camp now. If Canelo gets upset on Saturday, which I don't think he does, I just think Canelo has too much power. Uh, if he gets upset, then we can see Oscar. This press conference or this roast that he did on Canelo will look sharp and say, "Hey, wow, this guy knew something." And now the belt is on his hands. But I just don't see that happening. And I just you're right. I just think him seeing that the end of the De La Hoya promotion is almost near, unless he can grab a winner, and he's just going on straws and hoping to grab a winner on Saturday night, which I don't think he will.
And this could be the last one. And Charles, when you're talking about, he's trying for people to talk about him. He wants shows like this to talk about him, which is the whole reason that he did that. But Big Cheesy says, Coach, could you be a promoter? You're damn right I could, and I plan on trying to do that with other people. We're working on all platforms right now. But, Charles, when you see something like this as a sports bettor, and you're always thinking from that side, I just wouldn't even be interested, which hurts the fight, because you got to have sports betting to keep boxing kind of even relevant at this point. Your take?
Yeah, he's supposed to be selling the fight, but yeah, he definitely made it about himself. But we've been dealing with Oscar's craziness for years, so this is nothing new. I'm surprised he has the platform that he does, honestly. But we're seeing the same thing with Javante and Floyd as well. Them two going back and forth. So yeah, he definitely he's always made it about himself, Coach. So this is nothing new.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
his antics over the year have been wild.
It's absolutely crazy. And in all respect to Canelo as a fighter, but when you're a pay-per-view fighter, he's gone through 3 companies in the last couple of years because he's not getting the money and the offers that he wants. He's getting like 20 million offers. Great for all of us. He wants 30 to 40 million. He's not that level anymore because people aren't paying to watch him fight. And the promotion, ladies and gentlemen, and say what you want about who I used to work for, the best promoter in the game. And that's how you have to do it to get people to spend that money to watch those fights. So we're going to address this. We're going to address this because it bothers me, because this is the world that I grew up in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. If you weren't here at the top of the show, don't worry. We have you covered, top to bottom, left to right. It's time for the whip around. All right, we do have a fun portion of the program because, as always, sports betting should be fun. So who's going to go the yard today? I love predicting and then watching the games to see if I am right. So, Rafael, here are the choices: Garcia, Alvarez, Chapman, and Ramirez. Who do you think leaves the yard today?
I'm going with Garcia. I'm going to take the favorite plus 225. There's no way I would take my Cub, Christopher Morel. I might take 4 strikeouts in the game at plus 450, but I'm not taking him to hit a home run. Give me Garcia at plus 225. Not that many good wins going in a lot of ballparks, especially when it's day baseball. So make sure you look at that.
All right, pay attention. Hashtag knowledge is power. Always listen. Always listen to my guys. Charles, where are we going today?
Yeah, give me I'll take Yordan Alvarez. I'll take the lefty plus 250. So give me the Astro Yordan Alvarez to go the yard.
They need a bounce back. If you bet on the Astros last night on the money line, it was like minus 180. If you watched the end of that game, brutal. What a bad beat that was. Tag up. Just tag up. All right, Seabass, where are we going today?
Yeah, so yesterday I tried to, get it together with Torkelson, took him with the hit, which he did get, just wasn't a home run. So Matt Chapman, I was thinking, but I actually like Yordan Alvarez as well. I'm going to go with Charles and take Yordan, since he's the last guy that actually hit this for me.
I agree. All right, a couple on Alvarez. If you want to participate, we'd love for you to. Go to our X page. The poll's always up there. Give us a vote and then play along. Sometimes it's fun to do things together. All right, at this point of the show, we do all of our picks in 10 seconds or less. Charles, we got a bunch of soccer today for you. Start us off.
I get 15, Coach. Europa League, Roma, Bayer, Leverkusen, both teams to score, and Roma first half team total over 0.5. Marseille, Atalanta, both teams to score. Europa Conference League, Fiorentina, Club Brugge, both teams to score. Club Brugge for first half team total over 0.5. And lastly, Aston Villa, Olympiacos over 2.75 full-time goals.
I will play all of those here in the United States. That is day soccer. We're going to make that a thing. Hashtag day soccer as well. Seabass, let's go.
We got the Excuse me. Wow. Today we like the Cubs first 3 money line, and then just a small hit parlay with Matt Chapman and Ian Happ.
Very little, but guess what? Those are 2 cash tickets right there that I see. Raphael, talk to me.
Give me Joel Embiid under 47.5 points, rebounds, and assists, laying a nickel. And then in Kentucky, Juvenile Stakes, race 9 at Churchill Downs with the nice sunny weather today. And today, only $20 win place on number 7. Suit the True. Me and Lynn going to cash that ticket. And then give me $10 place and show number 8 for coach and coach only Turnbuckle.
By the way, do not forget, go over to our BTT page, give us a subscription, like the page, share the page. And I don't know that Raphael is showing up there for the first time later today. If you want picks on WWE Backlash, we got you covered. It'll be posted later today. My picks, my final picks, we're going like this. NBA, well, I love Tyrese Maxey over 26.5 points tonight. Little juicy. But Raphael, sometimes the juice.
It's worth the squeeze.
Sorry, I was answering Scott's message on message board.
I'll make sure and go to Seabass. Thank you, Seabass.
Yeah, we're one team here, one crew.
My bad. Thank you, guys. I also like the Bucks Pacers over 214.5, minus 110. During the regular season, this was into the 250s. This is just too low of a number. I know it's the playoffs. This is going to be over 220, I believe, at least. You're getting like 5 points of value. Yankees-Orioles under 9 collectively through the first 3 games of this series. 10 total runs between these 2 teams. 10 total. 3 games. I like this, minus 115. And the Red Sox on a little bit of a heater. They won 4 in a row on the money line at minus 115. All right, quickly, we will tweet out because I can't communicate right now with Producer Man on what you guys will pick today. We'll put that into our X. Seabass, where can we find all your other stuff, sir?
Yeah, you can find me all over social media, Seabassett33.
Boom, boom, boom.
Oh.
Charles, you don't give free plays out on the X, do you, regularly?
I do. Yesterday was just all around frustrating, so back on the horse on free plays today as well. But once again, moving forward.
Damn right. You see how Raphael, he did that back on the horses. We come right to you today. I know you're busy. I always try to repost your stuff because you're busy all day giving out numbers and stuff. What do we got today?
Yeah, it's another busy day. Wrestling podcast, horse racing shows today, sports shows, UFC 301 show, which 301 is like Backlash, following a big event like WrestleMania. 301's following UFC 300, but there's some really, really good value at UFC 301. So don't forget to check that out. But it's a busy weekend. One of the busiest weekends. I know everyone says, "Oh, there's no football; it's a slow dead time." No, this is one of the busiest time for sports. You just need to look around, take the blinkers off. There's no UFL's playing this weekend. Great games on Saturday, but look around. There's other ways to make money, not just on football.
That's why I got the best crew in the game. Listen to all 3 of them. We're all busy. We grind 24/7, and then we all come back together. Gentlemen, thank you. I appreciate you as always. Producer Man, I need my one shot. It is now time for all of you to go out into the world. Be kind to one another. Pay it forward. Understand this is where you start your day every single day. Then we keep it positive. Win or lose, we keep it moving down the track. It is busy. Follow, like, turn on the notifications. You never want to miss one single second of this incredible content. So with all that being said, there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. My attacker, Lobo, Chef Chris, the man from the Dirty Charles, and my numbers guy, Raphael Esparza. And never forget about Producer Man, always behind the scenes, making the show look like $1,000,000. AB, feel better, big boy. We'll see you tomorrow. I am simply the coach trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's truly what we're all about right here at Driving the Line. Good luck.